Hey guys, Mr. Mathwiz here. I wanted to talk to you about multiple animations, how to code something to animate more than one way. So there's more than one way you can do this. There's a couple different ways you can do this, but I know this is something that some of you have asked me about and some of you have tried to do, so we're going to talk about it real quick. So right now, I've written a code for a soccer ball, and I've got the soccer ball and it moves in one direction there. It kicks forward. But if I want this to look realistic, we know that soccer balls don't roll that way, right? We need it to move positions, but we also need it to look like it's rolling. So that's actually two animations I'm going to need. A position change, which is what I have set up right now, but also a rotation change. So I'm going to show you guys how we can do that. So I already have one animation set up with its property change position. I have its from value, its to value, so it's moving forward 3 meters. I know the soccer ball looks really small, but that's actually the correct size for a soccer ball. This is a realistic size for that soccer ball. I give it a radius of 0.11, which is 11 centimeters, because in a real soccer ball has a radius of 11 centimeters. So even though it looks small to us, if you were wearing a VR headset, it would look like the correct size. Just wanted to point that out. So I'm going to go ahead and do a second animation. So here's how this works. I have the first animation, it's done, it's closed off. I'm going to do a second animation by typing in the word animation. Now I use the underscore, this little underline here. I use that underscore button, and I'm going to use it twice. Underscores, dot, dot. And now I give it some sort of name. So I can call it by what it is, or I can give it a number. For me, usually I do a number, like animation 2. But if it helps you keep things organized, I might put animation rotation or something like that. Just kind of help me remember what this animation is for. I might call it animation roll. So we're going to do something like that. And then I'm going to put my equal sign, my quotes. So in this case, I'm putting a property. And this time, instead of position that's changing, it's rotation that's changing. So I have to make sure I put the correct one. I have to make sure I remember my semicolons. So initially, I did not give it a rotation, which means its initial rotation is going to be 0, 0, 0, 2. Okay, so this is where I have to kind of get creative here with it. So I'm rotating it forward because I want it to look like it's rolling forward, which means I'm rotating it around the x-axis. So I'm going to go from 0, 360, 0. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, did I do something wrong? Looks like it's rotating the wrong way. Why does it look like it's rotating that way? Oh, because I put the 360 in the y. My bad. I said x, but I typed it in the y. Okay, let's try this again. All right, so it's rotating the right way, but it's rotating in the wrong direction. So I'm going to give it a negative. Let's try it one more time. And there we go. Beautiful soccer ball roll. So I kicked it and it rolls. So it's rolling and it's moving forward. There's two animations that I have. And like I said, I just put the word roll there to help me keep it organized. I could have put something else, such as the number 2. Some people like to just number them, make it easier. The important part is to remember these 2 underscores. There's 2 underscores there. 1, 2. Those are what's differentiating it. So I could put more animations if I wanted to. And in fact, let's talk about adding another animation to it. So say I wanted to have it move in more than one direction. Say after it kicks here, I have another player that comes along and he kicks it again. So I'm going to have another animation. This one I want to happen after those 2 have happened. So in this case, we're going to use something that we refer to as a delay. So I'm going to go ahead and position change again. This time I'm going to use this new position, which is 0, 0.11, and 0.5. So from 0, 0.11, negative 5, 2, and I want it to go to the right, so I'm going to change its x value. Let's move its x value over 3. And we're going to give everything else the same. All right, but the big difference is I don't want this to happen until after the other animations have happened. So how long do those other animations take place? What is their duration? Notice it doesn't have a duration written, so we're going off its default duration. The default duration is always going to be 1 second. So since that's what these are set up as right now, these animations are happening in 1 second. I don't want the other one to happen until that's done. which means I'm going to add a delay of 1000 milliseconds for 1 second. So now after this animation has happened, it's going to be as soon as that's finished, it's going to be moving now to the right 3 meters. Let's see if it works. Oh, I forgot my semicolon right there. Got to make sure I hit that. That's a common mistake for me. All right. So it rolls forward and then moves to the right. And notice that one did not roll. So if I wanted to do that, I would have to basically do another animation. Let's go ahead and do it real quick. I'm going to copy the other one to make it easier for myself. Give it a new name. And this time it's starting with the negative 360, 0, and I'm rotating it to the right, which is rotating around the z-axis. Now, I'm not sure if that's positive or negative. Let's see what happens. Oh, I forgot to give it a delay. Let's give it a delay. Remember, we want it to happen after the first movement, so it's going to be 1000 milliseconds. See what happens. Okay, it's rolling the wrong way, so obviously this needs to be negative, not positive. I always have a hard time with that. That's just something I need to practice with. There we go. Boom, and now it rolls the other way. There we go. So this is an example of multiple animations. So in this case, we actually have 4 animations on this ball now. These 2 happen at the same time, where it kicks forward, changes the position, and rotates. And these 2 happen a second later, where it goes to the right and rotates that way. So hopefully this helped you learn some things about using multiple animations. Like I said, the big kicker is that each one has to have its own name, and you have to put these 2 underscores there. So now I'm going to give you guys an example on how you can use your own animation. So I'll post that, and then you can work on that. All right, have a great day.